Hey everybody, welcome back to Baking with Joy. It's good to be back with you tonight. And tonight we're going to make a cream cheese pound cake. And I know that sounds good. This is a very simple recipe with only 5 ingredients. 7 if you count the extracts. So it's very basic. So in my mixing bowl right here, I've got 3 sticks of room temperature butter that's very soft. And I have an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. If you can see that cream cheese right there up under the butter. Also, we're going to use 3 cups of sugar, 6 large eggs, and 3 cups of cake flour. Now, I just took my whisk and whisked up this flour. I did not sift it, but you can if you want to. And to this, we're also going to be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 teaspoons of almond extract. Now you can do it differently if you want to. You can use 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to 1 teaspoon of almond extract, but I like the almond flavor, so I want it to kind of be a little more than the vanilla flavor in this recipe. But like I said, you can do 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of almond. Or if you wanted to, you could do lemon extract if you wanted to. Just ever what you wanted to do. So and also I preheated my oven to 325, and I've sprayed my tube pan with baking spray. So what we're going to do first is mix this cream cheese and butter up together. Okay, and if I didn't mention it before, my eggs have been setting out for a couple of hours to get it room temperature, and my cream cheese was also softened at room temperature, as well as the 3 sticks of butter. Okay. Now, at this point, you can go ahead and add your extracts. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to do 2 of almond. And that almond smells so good. I've never made a cream cheese pound cake. Make cream cheese cake icing, but never a cream cheese pound cake. I've made a plain vanilla pound cake and plenty of other flavors of pound cakes. But this will be my first cream cheese pound cake, and I was anxious to try it. So right now, I'm just going to mix up the extracts in with my butter and cream cheese. Okay. Now what we're going to do is add in our 3 cups of sugar. And I'm going to do this gradually. going to cream my butter and cream cheese up with the sugar for a good 8 to 10 minutes. This is going to take most of your mixing process because in the end, you don't want to be able to hear the grit of the sugar with the butter and the cream cheese. You want to get this sugar well blended, and it's going to be light and fluffy is what you're looking for. A light and fluffy texture that's going to make your cake moist. So, I'm going to start to mix up the rest of the sugar. And everybody, once I get this sugar and butter mixture mixed up, then we'll come back and I'll show you the next steps. Okay, everybody, if you can see into my mixing bowl, see how pale yellow that is? We're just going to finish up creaming this butter and sugar together. I've scraped down my bowl with my spatula a couple of times to make sure that I got it all mixed in. Okay, now we're going to add the eggs one at a time. I added 2, and that's okay. If 2 accidentally go in, it's perfectly fine. And you want to beat it until you don't see any egg in your batter. And we added 2 there. Okay, we're adding in the last bit of our cake flour. And you just want to mix this up so you don't see any more flour. When you're mixing a cake, your longest process is creaming your butter and your sugar together. It could take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes before you no longer hear the crunch of the sugar. Then your next step is to add your eggs one at a time until well blended. And then you want to gradually add in your flour once you get your flour in there, you don't want to mix it no more than 2 minutes. Okay, everybody, my little hand mixer has lost its charge, so I'll be right back because I'm going to take my spatula and finish mixing in this flour. Okay, everybody, I finished scraping around the sides and the bottom of my bowl to make sure that everything was well incorporated. Finished mixing in my flour. And this is what the batter looks like. It smells heavenly, and it's so nice and thick. So now we're going to take our tube pan and remember, I've sprayed it with my baking spray. You can use a bundt pan. And I'm just going to evenly distribute my batter. As best I can. Okay, everybody, when I get my batter in my pan, we'll be back. Okay, everybody, I've got my batter distributed in my pan. Let me just put this over here, and if you can see it, I smoothed it out, and I just want to give it a little towel to get the air bubbles out. And we're going to place it in my preheated oven at 325 for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And after that, we'll come back and see. Okay, everybody, we're back. And my cake baked exactly 1 hour and 20 minutes. And as you can see, it's got this nice golden brown, dark golden brown crust. And I let it cool for about 15 or 20 minutes. It's important to let your cake cool really good before you invert it. And I inverted it on my little glass cake pan. And we're going to take a taste test, and I'm just going to cut it. And it's cutting really good. Oh my, look at that. And I missed a little piece. Right there. Okay. So as you can see, it's got a nice crumb to it. Beautiful. And I'm going to let my cameraman take a taste test here. And I'll get some on a spoon.
Fluffy and moist.
Fluffy and moist. I'm going to get me a piece too. Tastes like good old-fashioned moist pound cake. Not dry at all. This is the first cream cheese pound cake that I've ever made. And I'll have to say the cream cheese just adds that touch to it. Has a nice crumb to it. Everybody, this has been Baking with Joy, and I'm so glad to be back with you tonight. I hope you try this pound cake recipe. Until the next time, God bless and good night.